Alright, applications are the same across the board, whether you're doing algebra, calculus, pre-calculus, it doesn't matter. An application is virtually the same in that you have a problem that you have to read, and in reading it you have to solve. Okay? The biggest thing with these specific application problems you need to pay attention to is, are you being asked to estimate, or are you being asked in order to find the exact answer? Now, in the purposes of this video, every time we estimate, we're going to estimate using the rounding rules. And the rounding rules say that you need to look at the leftmost non-zero digit and use that to round. So here what we're just going to do is we're going to walk through a couple different examples so you can see the principles behind how this might work. So first we have, suppose the price to buy and install granite countertops is $64.85 per square foot. We need to estimate the price of a new 11 square foot granite countertop that was installed. So the first thing I have to do is I have to look at what I have, and I want to estimate. So I have 64.85. I have to look at the leftmost non-zero digit. So that's going to be the 6 here. I'm going to look at the 4, and I'm going to use that to determine my rounding. Since 4 is less than 5, we are going to round down, and since the 6 is in the tens place, it means we are going to round down to 60. Now the other thing that we have is we have 11 square feet. Again, you need to look at your leftmost non-zero, and here right next to it is a 1. 1 is less than 5, which means it rounds down. Because my 1 digit here is in the tens place, we are actually going to round down to 10. So to estimate here, we are going to take roughly $60 times 10 gives us $600 for the job. Now the second part says we want to know what was actually paid. So that's where you're going to use the real numbers given. So the actual says we're going to take the 64.85 and we're going to multiply it by 11. And in this case, you're going to get $713.35. Now do be aware, with all of these problems, it is very important that you show your work as you go. So the biggest hint that I can give you going forward is that even if you have a calculator to use, you still need to write down the math that you are using to do it. So make sure that you show your work as you go, because it's really going to help make sure that you're on the right track with your problems. Now this next one says that Peter rode 125.09 miles in 3.35 hours. The first part wants to estimate how fast he was riding per hour. So we have 125.09. So we have to look at the leftmost digit. So that's going to be this 1 here. So the 2 next to it's going to tell us what to do. 2 is less than 5, we round down. Because the 1 is in the 100 spot, this is going to round to 100. And then I have 5.35 hours. We're going to look at the leftmost digit, which is the 5 here. The 3 is going to tell us what to do. Since it's less than 5 and the 5 is in the 1's spot, this is going to round to 5. So to estimate, we have 100 divided by 5 is going to give me 20. And remember, we were looking at riding per hour. So this is my miles per hour speed. Okay. Here, you must remember units. Okay, otherwise you're not actually answering the question that you've been given. Now the second part says, what was his average speed per hour, and we want to the nearest hundredth. So, average speed per hour says we have to now deal with the real digits. So we have 125.09. We're going to divide that by 5.35. So again, we can use our calculator. And so here, we would look at our calculator, and we would do 125.09 divided by 5.35. And notice we have a really large decimal. Well, in my problem, we wanted to round to the nearest hundredth. Hundredth is the second spot. So we have hundredths right here. So we have to look at the third spot to tell us what to do. 1 is less than 5, so it stays the same. So we are going to have 23.38 miles per hour. Okay. Alright, this last one says that Stephen is taking 7 credit hours of courses at his local community college, and each credit hour costs $105.50. He also has to pay 2 technology fees of $16.75 each. The first part wants you to approximate how much Stephen's tuition for the semester will be. So we have to look at 105.50. So to approximate, says I look at my leftmost digit. I'm going to use the digit right next to it to tell me what to do. 0 is less than 5, so this is going to round down to 100. I then have 16.75. Again, I look at the leftmost digit. The digit next to it tells us what to do. 6 is larger than 5. Therefore, the digit rounds up, so this is going to round up to 20. Therefore, in order to find out how much he's going to be, we had 7 credit hours times your estimated $100 per credit, and we have to add 2 technology fees at an estimated $20. And so here we would actually go ahead and do that. So you would do 7 times 100, which is 700. You would do 2 times 20, which is 40. So this gives you $740. Now the second part says to determine the exact amount. So again, that's using the real numbers. So 7 times 105.50 plus 2 times 1675. You could go ahead and use your calculator. So you would do 7 times 105 first, then you would do 7 times the 16. And when you're done, you're going to come out with $772. And so that would be the amount that you paid for actual tuition. Okay. So with all of these applications, notice each one involved having to estimate. The method we used to estimate was the rounding method, which says to use the leftmost digit in order to round. And then you were asked to find the actual. Okay. And so the actual involves using the numbers that you were given. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, remember to just keep smiling, relax, have fun with your math, enjoy yourself, and as always, I'll see you next time.